Great, that's sorted. That was quite handy. That was one of my neighbours whistling at me at the window, wanting to see if he could quickly borrow my car. It means he's gone to do me a favour. He's actually doing me a favour tomorrow. He's coming around at 12 o'clock to take all the stuff out in the hallway down to the storage unit for me, because I just can't do it because it's glass and all sorts. And Liam works, and now Liam doesn't live here. So anyway, he's gone to do me a favour, and it's literally, I've been not panicking, but I've been dubious by the fact that my car's been on red for probably me, but I don't know now, because a couple of people have used it since. And like, when you've got the buggy in the car and all of this stuff and everything, you've got 2 kids and the car seats, if I have to leave the car stranded, it's not handy if I've got to get back from the places that I would use it, because most of the time I don't use a car around here. I don't need to. I live on an island. We're bridged, so it's an island, Portsea Island. So so other than going up to Asda or when we go away, so London and stuff like that, I don't really need to use a car. But going to Asda, shopping and stuff, and Aldi's slightly further out and all this sort of stuff, you have to have a car. And to get down to some of like Eastleigh, especially with me with EDS, because double buggy and kids and stuff, and if you go and swimming, you've got so much to take, and it's just too much for a mum like me, be it that my partner works away or I'm not in a relationship. I'm still a mum at home 24/7 with my kids, and when they're babies and stuff, and it's really difficult, especially as to give birth to a child with EDS as ourselves as a woman is life-threatening. So it's a challenge, or you have to have a cesarean section and stuff. So it really takes to work with the system, doctors and professionals to make sure you stay alive, basically, because don't forget, women died of childbirth all the fucking time. We just used to get nozzled and stuff and drink whiskey, do you know what I mean, to give birth. So now it's all sorts. While I'm talking about birth, just remember we are depleted by them on vitamin B6, vitamin B12. It's why so many people get arthritis and stuff like that, and many other illnesses and cancer and things. So make sure you understand vitamin 12. So vitamin B12. But anyway, yeah, that's going to make much difference, because I was worried about getting stranded, or I was worried about getting up to Tesco's, because I always knew it to be £1.50. Some people say £1. And I wasn't 100% sure, but quite a lot of people were saying £1. And I remember the woman at Tesco's also saying, "Done does that," and it's £1. But I've gone down before, but I think I went under £1 and it didn't work. So basically, if you go to Tesco's or you pay at the machine, if you've got £1.50, I've got £1.52 in there now, so he's going to be able to do that. I wanted £1.50 because I know it works. And literally, you put it in and you pay, and it gives you £99 worth of petrol. So in order to move on and pick things up to make money and sell stuff and drop stuff off, I really need the car. So this is my way of leveraging money. So it's not debt, it's leveraging. It's an investment in myself. And then it will come out of my account in Barclays in about 2 or 3 days, and I'll deal with it then, and I'm not paid till the 18th. But then I won't be able to do it again. So he's going, put 50, I'm going, no, fill it, because I'm going to have to go to London, and we've got the funeral, and I want to make sure over, you know, not in just one go, that we're not pissing about, you know, that I can make sure that when Dean needs to get to Battersea, he gets there. He'll go there on foot if he has to, but like, you know, it's really important that Dean gets to his granddad's funeral, do you know what I mean? So, and he's meant to be here tomorrow night. He's meant to be here today, but because of my situation with the kids, he's managed to get a day's work, but it's not until tomorrow. And then, of course, he gets paid on the end of the day. So that means he can come and sort us out for a weekend and stuff and make sure we're good. And we're meant to be going to the kite festival. There's a big kite festival here at Southsea Common this weekend. It goes on over both days, and it's all the big kites, and they have them down on the sea, stunt kiting as well, and they have all the different designs and everything. It goes on all weekend, and it's fantastic, you know what I mean? So stunt kites and stunt shows and big kites on the sea, over the sea, and people on boats that are, you know, doing stuff on kites. So, if you do like that sort of stuff, come down. If you've got a kite, bring it down. It's a good weekend. So we were meant to be going for a picnic on a park and taking the boys, and I'm meant to be going for a picnic tomorrow with my mum who's pregnant, and not my mum, but the pregnant mum, who people are having a go at me for calling a girl at 17, but she's a girl, not yet a woman. Even though she's pregnant, she's going to have to grow up very fast. I think she'll do it. I hope so. But they didn't come back today, and the guitar's here and the tent's here. So I know the patterns of street homelessness. I've been there myself. I've seen a lot of what goes on, and Dean knows it inside out. And I know the underlays of what goes on and stuff. And I have to be really, really careful, because people who take heroin and crack and stuff like that, she doesn't, but they hide it. And I was with a heroin addict, and I know the signs. So I had 2 years of discovering this secret and trying to suss out what the fuck was going on and why the dots didn't connect, and then he was using heroin and Valium. So decorator with a spoon in his pocket, saying it opens lids, mate. I know what it looks like on the rim. I watched Trainspotting 2 ago. So, and obviously being out in the streets, I mean, as soon as anybody brings that stuff out, even if I'm in a squat or someone's home, I always say, excuse me, I have to get the fuck out of here while you do this. We'll call an ambulance if need be, but I can't be here while you do this to yourself. I'll take that Tony K and fucking, yeah, it's a drug I really, really, really don't like. What it does to people is not good. So I don't like any of those drugs, and I've lost some good friends to this drug. I've lost some good friends to some pills too. It was the Leah Betts era as well. So I always say to my kids, if I say no to something, it's for good reason and good cause, because I will always allow you to do what is a blessing to you, but I will try to do as much as I can to, bridge your lessons. And if I say no to something, it's because there's good reason to. So but I never mentioned Coke. So how do I feel about Coke? I don't know enough about it. All I see is people that have got problems. I always ask them if they have a cleft. Sometimes away from the nostrils, a lot of snorting and stuff like that. People do wipe their nose, powder on the inside of their nose. Do that a lot. Acid, too much acid. Occasionally they don't realise it's like a glitch in the system. So yeah, I mean, I do have some sympathy for the social workers. I do. I've got told, one of the things that pissed me off earlier on is I got told on Doojar that I support social workers, and I've lost a follower and all that, and I just said, okay, bye, see you later. Because I'm not here to create followers. I'm here to create leaders of your own life. Real leaders create leaders. People who create followers have egos. I don't have an ego. Well, I do, but I keep my ego and my super ego, which most people don't understand. Their super ego and their id. So I understand the difference between id, the ego, and super ego. Intelligent people just talk about the ego. There is actually 3 dimensions plus of the ego, super ego, and the id. And you need the id, your identity. So find your identity, your true biological makeup, your DNA. Find that, connect with that, with your own source, with your own true essence, with your own true deliverance of yourself. Not a clone of anybody else, not a sheep of anyone, not a follower of no one. Sometimes people may give you a little bit of inspiration or food for thought, but it is in you already. It is written in your heart. It's written in stone. Who you are is inside you. The answers are within. There is nothing that can teach you that is not already written within you. You can only be who you are. You can't be what somebody else wants you to be. And if you are constantly doing that, then you're going to be depressed, you're going to be suppressed, you're going to get suicidal, you're going to face those battles, you're going to be in that place. And it's not because of anything else other than you get squeezed and trapped in a box, and then they wonder why you come out roaring and anger and roaring. You know, people tell you to stay away from angry people. The Bible tells you to stay away from angry people. But as a society that's very confused and very confabulated, as I like to say, you know, seriously, these girls. And they're not cold. Walking things. In from the clubs with no integrity, no grace, no self-respect. At least they're coming home not getting fucked tonight, maybe, but creating a baby that shouldn't exist. Rah! It's not my place to judge. I just worry because I see how far people go off their own path of track. And people watch all the time, and I think, do you know what, if you understood your true potential, like what you could step in, and I see it, I see the aura of it, I see like the depression and the suppression over it, and I play with it sometimes, I go, and I love to see someone just go, hey, you know, and just let go and break free and, you know, just be who they were meant to be. And I think it's one of the most greatest beautiful things to just understand the natural creation of the universe and not this Babylon system that we've lived under for not just 400 years but 4,000 millions of years as we've grown and evolved. Evolution, you know, as human beings, trying to establish the establishment and, you know, go to work as slaves for the queen bee, per se. But, you know, Black Pope and all of that, you know, dark wizards and light wizards and things that, you know, they do try to teach you, but people don't, you know, necessarily understand the fairy tales and things like that properly, and the Princess and the Pig and all that sort of shit, and the world that they were created for. And our battles come when we're just coming into it and we're thinking about it, and then just as it's about to come through, we just go boom because we get tired and stuff, and everyone keeps telling me to rest. I won't stop until I break through. And, you know, whenever a caterpillar is in its doodah, it's gone through its metamorphosis, in order to become a butterfly, it has to go through a painful labour. In order for life to come into this world, there's this painful labour, there's this process that you go through, there's this change, there's this stretching, there's this growing, there's this having to become bigger than you could have ever have been. I wrote something the other day and put a post out about people who practice for, you know, 8-9 months to perform for 3 minutes. You know, people put so much effort into being the best version of themselves to perform for people, that if we woke up every day to be the best version of ourselves, could you imagine what our country would be like, our world, our nation? Like, seriously, everyone on the best version of themselves, being who they were meant to be, living in co-symbioticness and co-creating, living in communities and, you know, family first. Bring your family first, put your own home in order, put your family in order, get your own family in order, and then, you know, as families, we can be friends and communities. And do you know what I mean? And I just think that that's a beautiful place where, you know, we're not stuck in walking around in these going and, you know, we do sit around the table and eat a meal together, rather than, you know, doing this and nobody interacting with each other anymore in this and and get off of this, you know, put some controls on it. The technology is amazing. The advancement of technology is beyond amazing. People like me get a whole new lease of life, and technology is being used in adult social care and stuff to help people with, you know, different conditions and brain hemorrhages and stuff like that, to be able to function in society. My neck's just gone because I'm moving around. I really want a chiropractor. Like, seriously, chiropractor, you want my body, mate? You can have me as a guinea pig. Like, seriously, I don't care. Do whatever you want to me as a chiropractor. Not literally with that, but don't snap that one because I'll snap you. So, but like, seriously, like official, proper, genuine one, being we have to be so close and chances are I'll have Dean in the room just in case, mate. But like, you know, if you want to video it, document it, and really get all my MRIs where I am now and show, you know, the level of what you can do taking me to my full potential. That's all. Oh my goodness! Fuck's sake, you scared the flying fucks out of me. Did I take my kid? Oh, you're joking. No, I can't get tested. No, I can't. Can you do it another machine? I'll do it as the result. I thought it was just those. I didn't make you do it as the result. Right, okay. Is my door open? No. Oh, that just freaked me out. My mate's just giving me 4 fags, not that I can smoke fags. Seriously, I can't smoke fags. I'd have to re-roll that because like fags, unless they're those clicky ones. Oh, no. Seriously, I can't wait until I decide I want to give up smoking. It's going to be the most amazing day of my life. Be really, really good. I can't wait. Can't wait. It's so fucking easy to do. You just have to make the decision that you have to do it, and you have to focus on health. It's like dieting. If you focus on dieting, then you're just going to deprive yourself. So you have to focus on health. So, you know, in order to attain that, and it's really difficult for somebody who's overcoming some of the stuff I am in my physical body, and I really, truly do believe that by going to see a chiropractor, it's going to make such a difference. So, anyway, the petrol station was fucking closed, and they quarantined it off. So we couldn't drive on to go and do it, but apparently, and the other one is as well. And down south's a nightmare because they're all on the old system at the petrol station at the moment. Some of them are getting a couple of them. So anyway, I'm getting tired and I can go and chill in my living room and watch Step Up now. So anyway, guys, it's time to step up to the streets. Coming into September, and also just as a quick reminder for every person who wants an input into children's social care to please get your submissions in, get your voice in, be heard, get it on the record, get it on the record basically. I can't hide it because we're here. I can't, you know, not do it because I'm going to be just as the I'll tell you exactly what I did. In fact, I'll tell you exactly what I did right here, right now. Unfortunately, the reporter for the adoption inquiry has to do everything on a dictaphone on the very last day after the recording. He just happened to leave it in the room, and I felt that he really needed this. Unfortunately, he wasn't around, and I needed to get this returned. He actually got the police involved in this and reported me for stealing it. Actually, he left the room was being closed, and security had asked us, and I quickly grabbed it for him. And I did try my best, but I had to go and get trained. So I decided to post it to him after actually downloading the whole fucking thing. So unfortunately, it's all on a hard drive, and I need to get it off my hard drive. So if anyone wants to help, that'd be great, mate. I really need to see if I can get proper technology and get going faster and faster, because we need to be ready for October. Come October, you know, we the people can't rely on Boris Johnson to put our own homes in order. He can't do that. He's one person. He can't do everything. He can't do something. He can maybe get a think tank and try and understand, but he can never see from our point of views, or nor can we see from his. So we're not here to blame or shame or point the fingers on everybody. And within XR, that's a really big manifesto that we have, that we're not here to blame and shame. We're all responsible for the fuck-ups of this world and country right now. And we're all responsible for putting it all back straight, and, you know, starting with ourselves, our family, our community, and bringing family and marriage back, true essence of marriage, the real husband and wife, you know, that is being completely persecuted. And, you know, people don't see that. People don't see that marriage is facing one of the biggest, and your friends will always tell you to leave. So well, no matter what he does, leave. Really, does people not understand commitment and solidarity and, you know, true twin flames that once together, you know, set the world on fire. And that's me and Dean. So that is also Charmaine and her husband. And yeah, so to Dean tonight, who's in his cave crying, shedding a couple of tears, thinking some memories. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of breakdown. He hasn't seen his granddad since he was taken into foster care. He always wanted to see him before he died. And he married a Filipino girl who sort of kept him away from his family. So he plays at the orchestra in as a conductor at the Royal Albert Hall. He's an amazing, great man in terms of you know, what he achieved personally, but maybe not so much as a father. But he certainly, you know, he was away. He worked for the SAS. And obviously his family didn't understand the depths of who he was and what he did, and was called a liar and that. And I don't know, there's more to it, but it's going to be a really challenging time for Dean, and I hope he comes home this weekend and lets us be here for him. But I need to get my car filled, because if it means I have to go to London to be with him, that's fine. So, and the boys, obviously, it's their great granddad. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go off and catch you all later. So please get your submissions in. There's quite a few other different inquiries going on. It's the rewrite of the Bill of Human Rights, and they're asking for everybody's input. Get to your town hall, sign the forms, get everything done, talk about the assembly, and gather at your town halls. Gather as assembly of people and talk about what you want within your local communities. What do you want in your passport? Where do you want to go? How should we, as Britain, celebrate our freedom from the EU paying absolutely ridiculous rights? And it's not even the fact that we're separated, it's just the fact that we're taking back this control and taking back our sovereignty of Britain. And it's a really difficult process. Don't forget, we're back to sections. And it's all about the fact that actually our government and our Queen is not in control. We are 99%. See you on the other side, guys. To all our comrades. Oh, God, she's carrying on. I'm sorry, but you've just lost a subscriber. I don't want anything to do, because I wrote about that girl. Blah, 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 blah. Can't be asked, whatever. Project your own fucking shit on your own fucking door. Don't come dark on my door. If you don't want to follow me, unsubscribe, untick. If you want to see my videos, then subscribe, like, follow, comment, say, interact, let me talk. I'll catch up later tomorrow morning. I'll flick in and I'm reading comments and seeing what's going on. And I do get back to people as much as I can. And the only reason I don't fucking interact is because people like that. Unsubscribed. Sorry you lost your kids, but don't project on me. Thank you. But I will say to Tucker, Fern and Bentley, angels forever, and your mum's still here fighting for you, but she's projecting on me, and I ain't dealing with her shit.